Hey niajo twangu nguvu bana. Welcome back again ndani ya MC Lang the influencer show. Where else but Mzuko Kibao TV. Au sio? Now, I want to pose a challenge kabla niwaambie niko na nani kwenye session mazee. Head, shoulder, knees and toes. Tafadhali. Twende.
Shida zote tuziwache kwenye floor, anywhere you want baby we can go. Kona zote hadi Monaco.
Oh my goodness, that is the new song by Shourtie anaitwa Shourtie, all the way from BMR. And if you don't know what BMR is, that is Black Market Records. Shourtie, going by your ID name, so unaitwa nani?
Oh yeah, naitwa Sarah Mora.
Ngaki.
Mbiande.
Mbuyore. Habari ya Kisii?
It's been a while since I was there, but najua Kisii iko blessed, najua iko beautiful and green always.
Oh nice. Nimejaribu piga background check pale nikaona kama you're an East African artist.
Yes, I am.
Because when I talk about Shourtie, I talk about Uganda, I talk about Tanzania, I talk about Kenya. What's the secret?
Akuna niko hungry for knowledge. I want to be here, there and everywhere to learn everything and just like share my music with people.
Ah, nice. First things first. Tell me about your new project.
Ngoma yangu latest inaitwa Monaco. It's such a fun track.
Sure.
Nimefanya na Tesla na it was recorded by Vic West.
Okay.
Ni nyimbo tu yani ya kulet loose. Naambianga watu natengezanga mziki ya good vibes. So kama umeboeka, kama you're feeling down, it's literally a track you can listen to na ita ku get on your feet. Niliita tu Monaco because I like Monaco. Na napenda kumanifest vitu, nataka kuenda Monaco. Monaco ni place ya masonko. Watu wana pesa na mimi napenda pesa na maisha mzuri. So that's why niliita Monaco.
Mwanzo kwanza hebu niseme kwamba unakaa kama pesa wewe mwenyewe.
Amen.
Good one. Now, how is it working with BMR?
It's
Are you signed? Are you a solo artist? Are you an independent artist?
No. I'm working with BMR artist. I have records. I have a contract with them.
Okay.
So the best thing I think about kuwork na wao, before when I was working, unajua as an artist, especially if you're independent,
sure,
ama you're working with people who don't necessarily have a structure, you have to be a lot of things.
Sure.
The best thing about working with BMR is I just get to be Shourtie the artist. Yani that's my only job. I don't have to worry about other things. So I feel like that gives me the opportunity to just like focus on making good music.
Speaking of BMR, okay. Acha nikupeleke kwenye udaku za nyumbani kidogo. Jana alikuwa anapita pale kwenye sijui ilikuwa ni TikTok pale. Nikaona shabiki ameuliza Furthermore, ambaye pia alikuwa ni msanii wa BMR. Ya kwamba what happened to your previous channel? Akasema ya kwamba management ilibaki nayo. Tayari unaniambia kwamba uko ndani ya BMR. Don't you foresee such misfortunes coming to you? Ama pengine haujui story ama pengine sijui story, lakini unaweza niambia kidogo tukulendaje?
Honestly, I do not know what happened, but I know that cannot happen to me.
Is Furthermore currently a member of BMR Records?
Again, walai sijui. I think sometimes people assume maybe when you're in labels with people, maybe
you know a lot of things about them.
Honestly, I don't, because I spend a lot of time in Uganda, so I'm well versed in like Ugandan stuff. But najua vitu kama hizo haziwezi nasemanga different artists wako na different contracts.
Okay.
I feel like as long as you honor your contracts and you do
so
what
you're here to speak purely about your own contract.
No, about my music, not even my contract, my music.
But are you aware that Furthermore was part of BMR?
Yes.
Are you aware that he's no longer part of BMR?
No, not really. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, take a minute and describe yourself. Where ni nani yani? What is your personality like?
I am a 28-year-old bouncing baby girl.
No, masa.
Nilizaliwa Kisii kwa kuna place, sijui kama watu wanajua, ni place inaitwa before you get to Suneka. Kakijiji kangu ni kadogo amwezi kajua. Constituency yangu inaitwa Bonchari, but kijiji yangu inaitwa Bomwanda. Okay. I was born in a village, a clan actually, yeah. So I grew up there. I think I pretty much spent my life, especially kutoka nizaliwe mpaka primary school in Kisii. Then now nikamaliza primary school, then now so high school. Sasa ndo at least nikatoka outside Kisii, nikaenda kwenyu kusoma St. Mary's Lwak. Okay. Yeah, then I think school mostly ndo ilinitoa Kisii, but my love for music started from Kisii because I come from a very 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 musical family. I feel like I'm the least musical person in my family.
Awesome.
So mziki nayo nilianza huko, but yeah.
So kule nyumbani Kisii wazazi wanajua Mora siku hizi anajiita Shourtie huku Nairobi.
Home naitwa Shourtie, by the way. Home naitwa Shourtie.
So your parents support your music in short?
Yes, even when I was in high school kuna competition tulikuwa tunaenda zuri za nini. My dad used to take me for those things.
Okay.
My cousin recorded my first track. I am literally surrounded by music and musical people growing up, so they are very supportive.
What does it feel like to be a female artist in Kenya, especially? Because we've heard of a lot of stories about female artists going through a lot, especially with labels, with studios, on stage, backstage. Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's hard, but I'm so proud of myself for actually thriving kwa hizi conditions, because ni very hard. Hata nilikuwa nasema before, mimi ni kichwa ngumu. I think hiyo kukua kichwa ngumu imenisaidia. Ni very challenging, but I feel like pia in a way it's a good thing. I like it. It's a nice challenge. I like navigating that.
Have you ever been able to give up something so precious to you just because you want to make it in the industry, in the game?
Hapana. Yani nilizaliwa na kakitu fulani ndani yangu kenye hakanialao kukua hivyo, sijui mbona. Kuna vitu mingi sana zimenipita, yani ninge put aside my
But you've
moral.
had these stories, they happen.
I've gotten so many opportunities, but I think there's something inside of me that like refuses to hiyo kusettle ama kufanya hizo vitu. But kama singekuwa na ako kaaibu kadogo, ningekuwa one of those people. Sijui nimejaribu, by the way, but nimefika at a point in life where niko very content. Huwezi ni convince na pesa, huwezi ni tempt na vitu. Ilikuwa process. Kuna times I almost gave in, but siwezi.
What is the worst that you ever came across, especially as a musician?
Kuwekwa.
Budding.
I think especially as a female artist,
yes.
If you're a female artist na unaanza unapatanga wababa. Kuna watu watakwambia ye ukikudate, maybe they'll fund your things, they'll do things for you. Of course you'll say yes. But now I was sometimes wababa wanakukatianga hata like kama you're not even attracted to them, so you're like, oh my god, how am I gonna survive this?
No masana.
Maybe wababa walinitesa.
So what is your secret? How do you avoid wababa? How do you avoid being so vulnerable, especially out there in the game?
Mimi ni kichangumu, mimi ni survivor. Unaona nilisoma Lwak place, nilienda high school. We didn't even, I don't know, have you ever met anybody who went to Lwak?
Yeah, a couple of guys.
If you went to that school,
Lwak is a convent.
Yes,
kind of
yeah,
school.
nuns.
Okay.
Mateso unapitia kwa hiyo shule. Ukikuja hapa outside world, I don't think kuna anything inaweza kushake.
Tell me a little bit about Lwak. During your tenure, because right now you're not in Lwak. I believe
because I was
might
there
have
from
changed.
2010 to 2014.
Surviving at Lwak, how does it
First
look like?
First of all, wacha niwaambie, mimi nilizaliwa Kisii. Kisii ni a green place where plants grow and stuff like that. Where I went to school, ni rocks. I don't even think people were doing farming there, right?
No, masana.
Alafu weather juu tulikuwa kando ya lake, unajua hiyo hit kusurvive. Then our principal was a nun. Most of the people in our school were nuns because tulikuwa kwa convent.
Okay.
So life ilikuwa very very strict. I think when I was in school hatukuwa tuna get half terms. Ukifail mtihani watu wakienda nyumbani, wewe utabaki shule sababu wewe ni mjinga, usome ndo improve next time, usifail. Shule zingine I think watu mlikuwa mnavizitiwa, mnaletewa cooked food from home. Hatukuwa tunaletewa. Mimi nilikuwa nafungwa shule naenda first term, nitaona wazazi wangu tena tukifunga shule, even visiting, because my dad was like hustling and working. I was never even visited when I was in school at that much. Yani nilianza kukua gangster nikikuwa shule.
No, masana.
Ili ni toughen, but I'm so grateful for that. Nikikuwa kwa shule ilikuwa inaka kama punishment, but right now I'm so grateful. Ili nipatia kichwa ngumu, and I feel like that's why I'm a tough person na nimekuwa able to survive.
Thanks to Lwak. Did you ever get to have a crowd within Lwak? Because you told me you started music way back when you were very young.
Oh yeah. Shule tulikuwa na ka group, nilikuwa na ka girl group na ma girlfriends wangu, sijui walienanga wapi. But yeah, I was very much into music. I would perform in like talent shows and stuff like that.
Okay.
But pia nikikuwa shule nilikuwa a very small girl. Watu wanasema sasa mimi ni mtiny, but nilikuwa mdogo and I was a very shy person. So yeah, but some of the people from my school, they listen to my music now. They are fans. So kuna watu walikuwa wananijua from school that this is that Kabebe who used to sing.
For me you look like an extrovert. You're that guy who gets what they want whenever they do.
When I got out of school na nikakuja hapa in the outside world, I think nikalan ku navigate vitu nikajiunderstand.
Okay.
I think pia imecome with age. Juu sahi nimezeka.
No, you're still young. Okay.
I don't know why I feel so old though. But I think over time nimelan kujijua, just like being confident in myself and stuff like that. Okay. But kitambo vitu zikuwa different. Nilikuwa mtoto yani mshy. I couldn't even speak up for myself.
Before we get to Monaco, definitely you started from somewhere. Before we came to BMR, you came from somewhere. In between, what have you been working on in terms of projects? I want to know your success story musically.
So to say professionally, I think I've put out my first project 2014, like right after I had finished high school. So I did like a song. I did like 2 songs. One was called Why.
Okay.
Then I did another song called Shourtie. Then I did a song in Kikisi called Genda. So Genda was, I think it opened a lot of doors for me. Sababu.
Yeah.
I come from Kisi. There's a certain type of music that people do there.
Sure.
But the song I did, it's like an R&B jam, but in Ekegusiani, I feel like in a way, because I was even thinking about it the other day, in a way, I was one of the first few people, I think either me and Faith Stan, ndo tulifanya urban gusi music as females. And I feel like tulipave hiyo way na tuka open doors for other people to actually try something different because there was a specific sound that people were doing there. So when I did that song, ilifungua a lot of doors for me. I think people now started listening to me there.
Okay.
So in a way I was doing very well when I was there, but then I was like, you know what, college came, nikaenda out there, nilikuwa najiuliza how am I gonna challenge myself so that hii muziki yangu ya hapa Kisii naweza export ifikie watu Nairobi and other places.
Nice.
Because mostly when you sing in local language, muziki yako
ina rotate
kwa community yako.
Sure.
And especially if you're like a small girl who has just started singing, you don't know people, you're not willing to open your legs for people, no one will push you. Yeah, sure. But I thank God, yani Mungu amekuwa akinipenda nikikuwa Kisii, because I told you my cousin was a producer, ilikuwa so easy for me to make music. Then I think when I went off to college,
mtaje Antonani
anaitwa Dr. B. Dr. B. He's a producer and I think he also works with PPMC from time to time. So when I left there, I went to school in Meru. But when I left, there was a guy who was an artist in Kisii. He's called Neema. But Neema, I think, was based in Nairobi around that time. So I worked with him for a bit, but I think it was a bit difficult for me because I was in school. Na pia, no, I had just started singing music. I was happy singing. I did not understand things like the music, business side of things and stuff like that. Sure. Kuna pesa mzuri zilikuja my way, nikazi mismanage because I did not know what to do. So I did that for a bit and I stopped working with him.
Okay.
Then venye nilipose nikafanya karaoke for a while because nilinotice na do music but I don't know
the basics.
So hata basics unajua sometimes watu wengine tunaimbanga tu ati because unajua kuimba haukai chini. The music I was making was not making me happy. So I took a break. Then COVID happened. Then I went back home up country.
Okay.
So the same cousin who produced for me my first song, when we have national holidays in Kenya, the government, it depends on where the government is holding those national holidays. Okay. So it happened that Mashujaa Day for that year was happening in Kisii. So we did the theme song and I did the chorus and everybody really loved it. And I feel like in a way that also propelled me. People were like, okay, you had disappeared for a while, but we really like this. So in a way that was like a milestone. Okay. Then after that, now I moved back to Nairobi. Then I started working again with someone else. Bado sijui basics za muziki. I started working with someone else. They were very good.
Okay.
Of course, walikuwa na the best intentions I had, but I feel like there were so many things we did not know. So I stopped working with those people. Sasa nikasema, you know what? I need to learn things the hard way. Okay. So nikakaa chini, nikajifunza music business. Kuna period nilikuwa natoa music, learn how to distribute music for myself.
Nice.
Because you know when you work with people, they open your YouTube channel for you, they open things for you. When you stop working with them, you don't get those things back.
That is true.
So nikakaa chini nikajiuliza, how do you open a YouTube channel? Sisi wasichana unajua tunaimanga tu tujuangi vitu. Nikajua hizo vitu, learn how to distribute music, learn vitu kama royalties, vitu kama skiza, nini hizo vitu nikajua. So I think I did that by myself for like maybe 2 years. Then on the side nilikuwa nafanya vitu kama songwriting for other artists etc.
Okay.
Then I had also done a project with a friend of mine anaitwa Jofes alikuwa BMR. So when I was in Uganda, I think I saw them in Uganda. I was like, hey, what are you guys doing here? They told me BMR pia inakwanga huku in Uganda. I was like, okay, that's cool, because sasa since nilikuwa nimemove huko, because when I first moved to Uganda I tried going around hizo studios just meeting artists. Same thing ina happen hapa as a new female artist. Kama nauza utapata watu but mtu anataka kukatia, mara kwanza utamit mtu atakurespect because ana respect talent yako, but somewhere along the way lines start getting blurred. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna chill and see what to do. So Jofes is my homie. Nilianza kuimba na kina Jofes Kisi.
Okay.
So akaniambia tuko na nini hapa. Now I had met Cedric before, I think in Nairobi, when I came to BMR to work on something with who was it? I think Jofes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I booked an appointment. Jofes akani hook up na PA, nikabook appointment, nikaenda meet Mr. Cedric, nikaona ofisi, nikaona what they are doing in Uganda on that other side. Nilikuwa surprised because it's a big office.
Okay.
They have a studio, everything running, a team. So I spoke to him. I think nearly meet on like a February maybe. We talked, we got together. Akaniuliza what I want, do I want to be signed, do I want a deal. Vitu kama hizo tu tukaongea. Now because nilikuwa nimelandan vitu, nikaenda nikakaa chini. I sat on the idea for like I think 2 months maybe. Nika decide what I want, nika go there, nika get contract yangu, nikakuja, nika go through it with the necessary people. Then now I signed and I started working with them. So at least after nilianza kuwork na wao, ilikuwa I think a lot more easier, because as an independent artist unafaa kutafuta do ya studio, utafute do ya video, wewe ndo manager wako, ndo everything for yourself. So at least when I started working with them, it make my life a lot more easier. And
speaking of working at BMR, are you aware there's something called a music split sheet?
Yes.
Is this something that you've been able to to look at and synthesize? What does it look like for you? What is your portion at BMR?
I cannot disclose those things. I cannot talk about my contract. But I would say I'm very happy.
You're so defensive on your label.
Siwezi ongea. Hizo vitu zinakuanga sitaki kukua.
Hizo vitu zinakuanga chini ya maji wakati bado unasikia utamu. And then wakati sasa label imekufuck up, sorry to say that. That is when you realize now you need to come here and tell us everything. I like to say I am not the same naive girl I was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I believe I have grown as a person, as a human being. My mind has grown. When I get to things I think really hard. I talk to the necessary people, lawyers, ukipata contract unapitia na lawyers and stuff like that. True. Yeah, but I would like to say I like where I am. Even if you ask my boss, I like to think kama kuna kitu moja mtu hawezi ni accuse of, and I always say this, hakuna mtu anaweza sema Shourtie afanye kazi yake. Mimi I'm always in studio weekly. I do things. I always want to learn. I want to do things. I'm involved in so many things. I noticed one thing with Monaco, because that is what's trending right now. Monaco is currently on a channel known as Shourtie. True or false?
Shourtie Official.
Shourtie Official. It's not on BMR or something like that. Are you the one managing that particular YouTube account, or is it something that is under the label?
No, it is my channel. It's literally my YouTube. I created it. I just added people as wanaitwa editors kumanage kunisaidia kupost vitu.
So it is you who looped in the studio back into your career, not the other way around.
When I went,
because I've seen studios take over, they create new channels for artists and then they run it and then they assume as if they are the artists, and then later on it has happened with Steve or Simple Boy. I think currently it's happening with Fathermo, if I'm not wrong, unless he will come here to clarify. It has also happened with so many artists, so it's you to tell us. When
I went there, like I told you, those 2 years that I spent by myself, I set up everything, out of my Spotify for artist accounts, all the audio marks, everything that's verified. I set up those things for myself. It's because before, when I worked with someone, they set up everything for me. Then when shit hit the fan, they went away with their things. So when I went there, again, I like to say my boss is a very understanding person, and also it depends with the type of contract that you have with the person.
Sure.
So I went there with my things. I was like, okay, these are my things. I don't want to create new things, but we have a system that works for us, and I have a team that helps me. But like, so
you have a smaller management that you work with alongside BMR. That is what I wanted to understand.
I have a team that I work with, and I have never felt ati nimefungiwa. I can't do this. I always have a say in my things, even songs I'm asked, what do you want to put on next and stuff like that. And that's why I'm saying things are different for everybody, and information is good. you need to learn your things before you
Surely when you talk about, being a female Kenyan artist, we have female Kenyan artist names like Dyana, we have Nadia Mukami, we have Fari Athman, we have a couple of so many artists. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Level ya Tiwa Savage. Nasemanga
Level ya Tiwa
is
Savage.
my role model. I want to be out there.
Okay.
I always dream big. I'm so delusional. Anybody who knows me know I am the most delusional person. I will joke about things right now, then they happen, then my friends are like, what? Yes. I like tooting my horn. Naambia kama 5 years nitakuwa uko juu mbali sana.
Do you think the government is doing enough to uplift Kenyan art?
Nah.
In terms of
No, they are not. I don't think
kindly you can explain why.
Or like other than
you also have an opportunity to talk to government in case there are lapses.
I don't think wanachukulianga art, especially usanii, kama something serious. I feel like the only time the government really turns to us is when they need us. They don't have like necessary like measures in place or like ways to actually help us. The only time they look for us is during campaigns, when you need entertainment, ama when you want to be relevant, when you need to reach the youth.
Sure.
That's when you look for an artist. But when an artist comes out and they say, oh my God, I don't like how the government is doing this. Abducted.
Sure.
Haki msinichukue. Maybe kitu nikishaenda.
No, it's okay.
But what I'm trying to say is, when we try to speak up, they don't listen to us. Because before I am an artist, I'm a citizen of this country. I am a human being. I don't feel like... First of all, they need to accommodate us as citizens.
Sure, I want to cut you a bit. Have you ever been to a government department that deals with art, whether the national ministry, whether the county level? Because when you say the government is not, it means you've approached government departments and they have deliberately refused to help the artist.
Yeah, and the crazy part is, I'm not firing shots at anybody because someone is going to think that this goes at them.
No.
There's politicians who actually make music. Like where I am from, this is gonna... I worked with someone who's in politics, and they also make music. I feel like such people wanafaa kufind a way ya kubridge hiyo gap between government na community. Kama wewe ni msanii, unajua the challenges that people go through. I feel like it could actually be easy for you to funga that gap, because I've worked with the government kwa mziki. Like I said, I did the theme song for Mashujaa Day, and we were paid, but that was like a one-time thingy. And I know like every once in a while they try and do those mentorship thingies and stuff, but I feel like the government could do a lot more. Wanaweza find ways to invest into the industry, so that naonanga watu complain about MCSK royalties and stuff like that.
Yes,
unapata a very big artist akona millions and millions of streams, and their music is doing so well, ati unapata mtu amelipwa labda 1,500. It does not make sense. Where does that money go? I feel like there needs to be a lot of transparency. Na watu wanaekwa kwa hizo positions wakwe watu who actually wako kwa ground.
On a scale of 1 to 10, can you rate government's efforts towards empowering art?
0.
Unfortunately,
according to me ni 0. Watu wanaona hizo benefits labda ni watu wako huko juu wenye wana experience hizo.
Sure, kuna wasanii walikuwa State House juzi. What do you have to say about their presence at State House? This is non-political. This is purely on art. Sure. I
mean, I understand that like you want to get the bag and everything, but like after everything that's happened in the past few months, it looks like betrayal.
To who?
To sisi kama citizens na your fellow artists.
But I think when you want something, you go for it. It doesn't come.
Nah, it wasn't cool. I don't think it was cool. I don't think it was cool, honestly. That's why nasema work on vitu zenye mtu hawezi compromise, kama integrity. Imagine, for example, saizi kama sahi ati nipate niko na njaa sijakula, mtu akuja aniambie ati niende kuimba State House hata nipatia 50k, I swear to God siwezi enda, sidanganyi.
Perhaps you just have a negative attitude towards government.
Negative attitude. Nambianga watu as human beings, work on vitu zenye mtu hawezi compromise, vitu kama morals, vitu kama integrity. Yani as a human being, put yourself in other people's shoes. I feel like people are so selfish. They only think about themselves. Mtu anasema wacha nende mimi nipoe 2k ni pocket. Hiyo 2k utakula itaisha. Siku uko na shida watu watakusaidia. What I'm trying to say is people should learn to look at the bigger picture. You can give up this 200k, but push more and more and more enough and we have better platforms, utafika a point where you actually make say 5 million.
Anaitwa Shourtie. Now speaking of matters compromise, tell us what you can't compromise fashion wise. Let us get out of politics kidogo. As an artist, of course.
Nilikuwa na shida na nguo mrefu lakini nilisha compromise nikavaa. I'm trying to think of something I can't really
Upendo kuvaa nguo refu.
Unajua mimi nikafupi. Napoteleanga huko ndani mimi nikataini. But then the video we did recently for Fanana, they made me wear long things. They kind of looked nice.
What's your take on Akothee usually appear on stage with totally nothing underneath? Nothing.
Let that woman live her life. I like her vibe. Of course,
Atembe tu uchi uko sawa.
No, there's a time and place for everything.
Wait a minute. Atembe uchi uko sawa.
Apana. There's a time and place for everything. Maybe that was not the right place, but maybe she felt it was right according to her.
Okay.
Vile anasemanga ni Madam Boss. She can do whatever she likes.
Now I want us to finish this show in style. First of all, utanipatia verse moja ya Monaco, and then second, let me take this opportunity kukuambia kwamba you have one of the biggest songs right now. I was listening to your song kule and I nilikuwa nimeka on repeat. I was like, now this is the next biggest song. I don't know what Black Market Records is doing about marketing the song, but they need to probably double their efforts. I've seen the numbers that are so good, but they need to work on something.
Fun fact, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, let me just say, Monaco was not supposed to come out just yet.
Oh, okay.
It's because it was being submitted for something.
Okay.
And in order for it to be submitted, it actually needed to be out. It wasn't supposed to come out because of the Fanana video. But I said, you know
the
what?
hype is not yet,
Yeah, but I said, you know what? Because we were doing the Fanana thing. I said, you know what? Let's just put it out and try to push it now.
Sure.
But we will. A video is in the works and all those other things.
Okay.
I am so sorry. Again, life of Usani, so many things are happening. It wasn't supposed to come out like that.
But Yote Tisa Kumi, that is a big song. It could
It
be one
is,
of your
amen.
biggest songs in your entire career.
Thank you.
Now that is a blessing for this particular show.
Amen.
Now give us a verse from Monaco.
Turning around. When me drop it on you another round. Tell me if you want more, better run. Before me tire you down. Cause I wanna paint this town.
Now that has been Shourtie and I on MC Lang Katalang, the influencer show, nowhere else but Mzuka Kibao TV. Thank you for coming,
Thank you for
Shourtie.
having me.
And I'll ask these guys mazawa subscribe kwa channel yako.
Kabisa.
Na pia waendelee kusubscribe kwenye channel zetu.
Yes,
asante
subscribe.
kwa kuja and I wish you well, especially in your music career.
Hizo
Thank you so
baraka
much,
zako.
Ndio hizo.
Manifesting.
Turus.
Bye.
Thank you.